Hi, this is John Landells, and I want to talk to you today about why funny emails aren't funny. You all know what I mean by a funny email. I'm talking about these situations when you get something through that says, "Look at this is hilarious," or "Aren't these pictures funny?" or "Isn't this video hilarious?" or "Look at these really cute pictures, and if you really love somebody, send it on to the 10 people you love, or something really bad will happen to you in the next 30 minutes. Now, I'm assuming that if you're watching this video, you're already too bright to fall for that last gimmick. You'll understand why it's there by the time you got to the end of this email. For now, please just don't fall for it. A typical email has got a few sentences in there, usually. It could be a bit longer, but the typical ones, the average emails, a few sentences, maybe a paragraph or so. About 5,000 bytes, on average. And a byte is a chunk of information in a computer. And 5,000 is fairly small. An image that we might put into an email is typically about 250,000 bytes, so you can see it's considerably bigger. Obviously, if we've got multiple images, we've got a significant email that's going out there. And a video is often 2.5 million bytes or more. So you can see by attaching these two emails, the size of the email is going up quite astronomically. I mean, if we take an example of a typical funny email that's been sent around, let's say it's 1,000,000 bytes. That's a lot. It's 200 times bigger than a text email. 200 times. Now, if you send an email out to somebody, you typically send it just to one person. You might send it to a couple if it's a message, but on average, you probably send it to one or two people. So that's 5,000 bytes going to one or two end recipients. If a funny email is sent out, very often it'll get sent to 4 people. These 4 people will then send it on to another 4 people. So that's 16 additional emails get sent out. They send it to another 4, that's another 64 that gets sent out. If they all send it to another 4, that's 256 more. If they all send it to another 4, that's another 1,024. Another 4 is 4,096. And again, 16,384 emails getting sent out. If it happens again, 65,536 emails being sent out. Doesn't take long before this one email that got sent just to your 4 best mates is suddenly being sent out millions and millions and millions of times, all at round about the same time. So what's the result? Well, if you remember, I said a typical funny email is about 1,000,000 bytes. So that 1,000,000 byte email has just been sent across the internet 87,370 times. Okay, that's if we don't go any further than we just calculated. That's over 87 billion bytes of data. That's ridiculous. So how did this happen? Why does it happen? Whose idea was it to send out these ridiculously large emails? Spammers, they love to do it. Okay, they love to embed things in there. Hackers like to do it. Okay, they might use these videos to plant something on your computer, or the images even. And just malicious internet users, people who want to slow the internet down. Think about it, 87 billion bytes of data flying around the internet. That's without us going more than a few levels deep. 87 billion. And people complain that their internet's slow? I mean, surely you must start to see why the internet is so slow if you think that there's hundreds of these emails going around at any one time, all of them being sent out hundreds, thousands, millions of times. This is a massive, massive impact on the overall internet. So there is a better way. I mean, obviously my preference as an IT professional would be to recommend people, please don't forward funny emails. Simple as that. They just clog things up. And most companies, if you do this from your work email, most companies will discipline you for it if you get caught. I know people who've lost their job for forwarding these funny emails. Bear in mind that if you're the first one to send it out, and people just forward it and forward it and forward it and forward it, it can always be traced back to your email address. So imagine somebody gets pulled up in another company further down the line, and it gets investigated. They'll trace it back to the instigator. They'll go all the way back, every person that's forwarded it. And in many cases, they'll contact these people's companies and say, are you aware that your employees are forwarding these emails? Be conscious of it, please. Look, if you really have to share something funny, there is a better way to do it. First of all, rewrite it. Okay? Take all the junk out, take the pictures out, and just clean it up so it's a short, simple email. And if it says something in there about, please forward this to 10 of your friends, otherwise you'll die a horrible death in the next 30 seconds, please take that out, because that's just silly. Very important though, delete other people's email addresses. There's two reasons for this. First of all, you're potentially opening these people up. If somebody malicious receives one of these emails, they could start spamming all of the people that are on there. And if you forward it on, and somebody forwards your email, that could include you as one of the people that starts getting spammed. People could start phishing for your bank details, things like that. Don't do it. Don't leave other email addresses in there. But there's another reason why not. I mean, once this thing's been forwarded sort of 10, 20 times, all of these extra email lines that are in there add space. So even if it is just a text email, instead of it being 5,000 bytes, it could already be up around sort of the 40, 50, 60,000 bytes. So keep it short, keep it clean. If there's pictures in there, use photo sharing sites. Upload them. If you don't have the copyright, don't upload them, in which case you shouldn't be forwarding it anywhere. Flickr's a good example here. If it's videos, put them on YouTube. Again, make sure that you've got copyright for the videos that you're uploading. If videos are being shared and you don't have copyright for them, and you forward them, you're in breach of copyright. You're effectively breaking the law by forwarding those videos. If you do all of this, you respect the internet. You'll speed it up for everybody. You'll help everybody have a better time when they're using the internet. I'm John Landells from John's Tech Blog, www.johnlandells.com. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.